What's up, guys? It's me, Straw Hat Nate, and I'm back with a review of chapter 11:16 of One Piece this week. The chapter is titled Conflict. So it's a pretty generic title, and I'll be honest, it's also another pretty generic chapter. I don't mean that in a bad way though, it's just the chapter follows the same formula that all the recent chapters have been following, where we get Vegapunk talking, we get reactions around the world, and we get a bit of fighting on Egghead. I love seeing the various ways that Oda brings in past characters, but I feel like he's got to run out of characters to choose from soon. And this chapter culminates with showing one of the most important and relevant characters right now, Silver's Rayleigh. So if you want to know more about what Rayleigh has to do with all this, a man who has seen the One Piece, stay to the end of this video. And without further ado, let's jump into the chapter after you like the video and subscribe to the channel. The cover this week continues once again with Yamato's cover series, and she's still preparing to actually leave on her expedition. In this one, Otsuru, Kinemon's wife, delivers a package of medicine and dumplings to Yamato, so Yamato is definitely in good hands for her journey around Wano. Now, to begin the actual chapter, we hear random citizens react to the most recent reveal about the ancient weapons, and they're confused about how a secret war has supposedly been going on for 800 years, like Vegapunk claims. Then we see the culprit of this secret war, Im-sama, and he is in the castle Pangaea looking at a big portrait of Nefertari Lily. This panel could be hinting at an important connection between Lily and Im, possibly them being lovers. Then the scene switches over to Alabasta, where Igaram is sadly looking at a missing poster for Nefertari Vivi, so the two scenes of Vivi and Lily parallel. Also in Alabasta, a grand funeral is being held for Nefertari Cobra, Vivi's father, so we see other characters from the Alabasta arc like Chaka and Pell. All while this is being shown, in the background, Vegapunk is talking about his energy source, the Mother Flame. He is really proud of his Mother Flame because he has big dreams of the practical uses that it could have for everyone in the world. It's literally an infinite energy source. Unfortunately, the tone switches because he reveals that a fragment of the Mother Flame has been stolen. Vegapunk knows that this fragment was used for evil by the world government. He knows that the fragment was used to power the ancient weapon, Uranus, to destroy the kingdom of Lelucia. So he feels like he has blood on his hands since he's somewhat responsible for creating that weapon. Meanwhile, on Egghead, we see all of the Cypher Pole agents and Seraphim land hard on the ground after falling from Venus Juro's slice through the clouds, and Stussy is wondering about the stability of the clouds, and Edison warns her that she must hurry and leave. Now that the sky is literally falling on Egghead, Edison wants Stussy to hurry up and escape the island with the Straw Hats. After a moment of thinking, Stussy asks if she can free Kaku first, showing that she has formed a genuine relationship with her friends in CP0 despite betraying them earlier. And Edison realizes how he kinda is responsible for making her turn her back on her friends, so he apologizes, but he believes that her compassion is proof of her humanity. And then Stussy starts to tear up too. So it seems that she and Kaku, going forward, will now try to escape along with the Straw Hats. Now, back to Vegapunk's talking, he continues lamenting over the tragedy of Lelucia And we even see the girl from Lelucia react to Vegapunk, Moda. Vegapunk apologizes for the mass murder he was part of by kneeling to the ground, begging the world for forgiveness. And we see plenty of reactions around the world after this, starting with Elisabello II in the Pradens Kingdom, who is the king from Dressrosa who could one-punch anybody. Then we see some random citizens in a snowy kingdom saying that it's not Vegapunk's fault. So Vegapunk seems to still be in the public's graces even after contributing to the destruction of Lelucia. Then Momonosuke and Kinemon draw a correlation to the ancient weapon that they know of, Pluton. Speaking of Pluton, next up on the reaction list is a man who desired to find Pluton, Sir Crocodile. Then we see Princess Shirahoshi, who is also connected to the ancient weapons because she's quite literally an ancient weapon herself, Neptune. Then Vegapunk says that Joy Boy wanted to ensure that the ancient weapons would be passed down to the future generations, which is very confusing because I was under the assumption that the world government was the one using the ancient weapons, but it might have actually been Joy Boy's side who used them. So it seems to muddy the line between good and evil relating to this Void Century War, because we always just thought of Joy Boy as good, but he might not be. Then we also check on Sengoku and Suru, who seem quite pissed off at all of these reveals by Dr. Vegapunk, as they should be as members of the world government. Now, Vegapunk switches the subject to the people who know everything about what happened in the Void Century, even much more than he knows, the Pirate King's crew. And with this line, we check in on Akainu, who is fuming at Vegapunk, and then we see Crocus and Laboon, since Crocus was part of Roger's crew and he knows the secrets. The world seems upset that the pirates know about the secrets of the world, because remember, the average citizen views pirates as evil and the world government as good. And then, away from that, we check in on York, the traitor of the Vegapunk satellites, who previously stole the Mother Flame for the government to use. She seems genuinely shocked that Vegapunk caught her in the act of stealing the Mother Flame, but Vegapunk is the smartest man in the world for a reason, and she should have known that since she is connected to him as one of his satellites. She thinks about how he must have known the government would have raided Egghead all along, which somehow makes her realize where the Denden Mushi is that is broadcasting Vegapunk's message to the world. York then screams for the Gorosei since she cracked the code, and she tells them all that the Denden Mushi is in the Fabrio Stratum being guarded by the Iron Giant from Joy Boy's era. So it seems that now going forward, the Gorosei, maybe even all 5 of them, will rush the Iron Giant standing in the center of Egghead Island covered in flames. So that'll be pretty epic. Now, with the last page of the chapter, we hear more about the Pirate King's crew. Vegapunk questions why Roger's crew didn't act when they found out the true history of the world on Laugh-Tale. Then, we cut to Shaki's bar in Sabaody, and we see Rayleigh sitting at the bar, drunk as hell. Rayleigh drunkenly blabbers that Vegapunk said too much at this point and is spoiling what the One Piece is, and he doesn't want to take away the thrill that Luffy's generation and the rest of the youngsters of the world are having searching for the One Piece. And as he falls asleep, he thinks about Roger, since he was the one who decided not to act on the secrets that they learned that day. Remember, Roger said that they were too early, which could play into the reasoning for them withholding their information. Also, I think that they just couldn't simply do anything to change the world even if they wanted to try, because of the fact that Roger was sick and dying. And that's where the chapter ends, though. The ending on the last page with Rayleigh was beautiful, if I'm being honest, and it made up for the fact that this chapter followed the same formula as the earlier chapters. With this chapter, though, I really see an end in sight for the Egghead Island arc. The Straw Hats have to hurry up and escape now since the clouds are all breaking. And then the Gorosei are probably going to find and destroy Vegapunk's Denda and Mushi soon enough, ending his broadcast to the world. With this in mind, though, I still sense that Oda will continue his recent chapter formula, at least with the next chapter, because I think there are still more secrets left for Vegapunk to tell that he knows about. There is a break next week, though, so we will be waiting a little bit to see more reveals made by Dr. Vegapunk. So, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, like and subscribe to show your support. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.